It takes a lot of ingredients to fix or build a car, like cooking, but without the frozen dinner easy way out. eBay Motors has 122 million parts. It's always the right fitment, so you can follow any recipe to a T. Whether it's a vintage Italian coupe that's classic like Grandma's meatballs or a German luxury car that's as complicated as Oma's rouladen, to cook up something great in the garage, use the eBay Motors app or visit ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.
Hey everyone, this is the Almost World Podcast. Bringing to you mind-blowing interviews with guests from all over the world. So settle down, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh yeah, by the way, if you like the podcast, please support Elmo's World Podcast on Patreon. Your support is what helps the podcast improve more and more. She's from Pakistan and she's 19 years old. And I would love to talk to her about how she feels and thinks and sees the world as a someone who was born in a Muslim country, and that with her being open to many ideas from philosophy to even the politics in her country. So Aeishah is one of the most freest minds I have met that from Pakistan. So Aeishah, could you tell us something about yourself and we can move on with the interview?
Yeah, hi Will. I hope you're doing good. And you already said enough. I am from Pakistan. I belong to a Muslim background, but I really have my doubts at this point of my life. So I don't completely agree with what people around me do. To start with, I don't really have a problem with any religion in specific, but what I believe is that there are more than 4,000 religions in the world. So how can I be so sure that the one I am being born with is actually the reality while the others are not? I won't consider myself that lucky. Maybe I am, but people just live their whole lives around the religion they're born with. They don't explore, and that is my major concern. You need to study. You need to figure out for yourself. Even if you believe in religion, you need to know about the others too. You need to be completely satisfied with what you're actually believing in. So, at this point of my life, I am just exploring. I don't have a certain point, a certain pinpoint where I could stop. I am just exploring and knowing more and more about different cultures and religions, so I could actually choose what to believe and what not. So yeah, well, with Islam, and that includes all the religions, the major concern I have is extremism. I don't actually have a problem with any religion. In specific, I have a problem with religious people, like the extremists. We all, I don't know how to put it in words, but we perceive the external world in accordance with the one we have inside us. I personally value personal choice a lot. If you're gay, that's your personal choice. If you're a lesbian, that's your personal choice. If you're straight, that's your choice. If you're eating pork, that's your choice. If you're covering up your head, it's your choice. No one should come and tell you what to do. And extremists do that. So that is my major concern. You cannot just interfere what others believe. You need to respect what others believe. It's okay if you're religious. I respect that. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay if you believe that there exists a God and you need to worship him. That's completely fine with me. And you should be okay with me not believing in it if I don't. So
Mm-hmm.
and here in Pakistan, we usually have to face a lot of extremism. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot talk about such sensitives. We cannot openly talk about not being religious. We cannot talk about sexuality. We cannot talk about racism. We cannot talk about like anything that we disagree. So yeah, that's just my opinion. They interfere in people's life. But yeah, they interfere. My major concern is interference. They interfere. They would just interfere without giving any logic and like without justifying their stance. That like if I don't believe something, I'll tell you why I don't believe it. If you believe something, you'll tell me why you believe it. You won't just like force me just because I cannot question the faith and I cannot raise the questions, and some things are beyond others. So that's not how it works. And that's again my opinion. I completely respect if anyone disagrees to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want the religious people, the extremists, to be like that, to accept more. They lack acceptance. They're in denial. They lack acceptance. They don't accept the people other than them, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay, it
So yeah,
seems to me that you have no problem with Islam, but only that
yeah.
they interfere with other people's beliefs. That
I don't have a problem with Islam. I have a problem with how people take Islam, with how people actually enforce Islam. It's a religion. There are other religions. There are no religions. You can be religious. You can not be religious. You can be a Christian. You can be a Jew. You can be a Muslim. You can be a Hindu. That's totally up to you. That's your choice. That's personal. That's something personal. You should not just go and invade that. And here uh, in Pakistan, that happens, unfortunately. But I can see hope. Like the youth, my generation. By that I mean my generation is kind of trying to gain the world rather than changing it. So yeah.
okay. Okay. So I wanted to ask you about for you, like, what do you think about Islam other than extremism?
I just told you that I am trying to study more into it. I'm trying to study different religions, and that includes Islam as well. Because being born in a Muslim family doesn't just give me all the information about Islam. It's just what I practice. It's just what I know. It's not what I understand. So I am trying to understand Islam as well as other religions, as well as everything around me. There's just so much to know, to yet to understand. So I am trying to do that. So I won't like comment on Islam because I don't know much about it yet. But what people make it look like, it's kind of scary.
Okay. So I think that in a way you're also defending Islam, that there are a lot of misconceptions about what Muslims are,
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah, I would agree to that because I don't know about it myself much, so I won't like comment on it at this point. But maybe these are all like misconceptions. Maybe the humans just interfered in Islam as well as they do with other people's life. So there's just yet a lot to discover. That's my personal choice. I am learning about my own religion, about the religion I am born with. You see, the problem is that if we're born with if we're born into a religion, we just assume that it is ours. That's not true. There are like there's like still a lot to read, a lot to know, a lot to understand. And here people do not question their faith. Why? If faith is something that cannot give you answers, then bullshit. It's fucked up. I'm sorry. It is. You need to find the answers. You need to question. That's all philosophy is about. You need to question. Well, it's like that here, specifically in Pakistan. If someone disagrees to your religion or denies your God, they directly kill you, and then they defend themselves, saying that it's what religion orders them. And if that, I don't know if that's a misconception or the religion Islam actually says that. I have to find that. But if it's a misconception, anyway, it's wrong. Like in according to what I think, it's wrong. It's completely against humanity. You cannot just go and kill someone just because you think that that person is not believing what you believe. So that's what I'm talking about. People in Islam, they tell you not to eat pork. I don't know why. They don't give you a reason why not to eat the pork. While you can eat a cow, you can eat a goat, but you cannot eat pork. Why? I do not know that yet. So I have questions, and the problem I have with like the extremists, if I go and ask them the reason that why can't I eat pork, they'll just tell me that that's because your faith, your religion forbids that. There must be a logical reason. I mean, come on, that can't be it. That can't be like a justification. You need to cover your head, but that's completely your choice. You cannot force your woman to wear a scarf just because that's what religion says. It's their choice. It's their body. They can show whatever they want, and then they just give you like a super justification that the people. I mean, by the justifications, I am just referring to the people because I don't know what Islam actually says. I need to find that. It's just that people make it look so horrible, and I deep down I really hope that the people are wrong. So yeah. Anyways, I really lost
It
my
seems
mind.
that you being a Muslim, you don't actually understand what Islam is. Or am I wrong about that?
Being born among Muslims, I cannot understand what Islam is because they just force what they know, and even though they do not know anything. So, like, you get me? You get the basic idea, I guess, like that. It, yeah, it's just that it limits you, it bounds you. If I talk about Islam not in general, if I talk about Islam specifically, I believe that if Islam is like the reality of this world, like whatever it says is true, there must be a misconception about how people perceive it, because that's how it's thought to work. Otherwise, they are, yeah. What people make it look like. I think it's not what people make it look like, but I still don't know. Maybe that's a possibility that it's just a man-made religion. Like, come on, there are like more than 4,000 religions. Something has got to be unreal. Everything cannot be true. You need to find there is like a lot to know, and like uh, I don't think so that a single life is enough to do that. It's just that anything in existence demands you to pursue it, to know it, to appreciate it. And if like if there's a creator, if there is a god, something in existence, it should not be proved. You would have known. You won't have doubts. You would have just known that there is someone. And the problem with all the religions is that it just, like, draws a boundary. It limits you. What about the things that's beyond the limit? What about they do exist? They they need to be explored. So it's just that go out of the limit and go out of the boundaries and just fucking explore. Don't just sit and believe whatever you've been conditioned to believe from the start. That might be wrong.
Okay.
So just
Okay.
explore on your own.
So it seems to me that it's not that you have a problem anything with Islam in itself, but that you're open to that it might actually be wrong. It might not actually be the real true religion.
Yeah, I would agree to that. I need to explore.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, well, you were talking about philosophy, and I want to know, like, I think philosophy is what made you question a lot of things, even in, your own beliefs, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is like one thing led to another, but yeah, yeah, you can count it in. Well, for me, philosophy, how should I put it in words? Wait, let me think. Um, Philosophy makes your mind turn around and examine itself. Like it allows you to know yourself, the world you have inside you, rather than just going out and pointing the literal one, the one you can see, the external world. That's really far-fetched. You need to know your own self. Like, come on, dude, no one's gonna do that for you. Everyone's just gonna, they're just gonna reflect their own world onto you. You need to explore it for yourself. Go fucking explore yourself, know yourself. Philosophy is, to me, philosophy
Yeah,
did
I
that for
totally
me.
agree. And philosophy leaves you in a state of questioning. You don't really believe
Yeah,
anything currently, but that you're open to
yeah.
learning
You
and
see
pursuing
that the
truth.
only thing I know for sure, the only thing I know for sure is that I don't know anything. So that's what philosophy is. So
Yeah,
go and
that is
think
real.
about stuff.
That is
And
real profound. And but then, well, when you dive into philosophy, though, it leaves you in a position where you're in a void and formless position where you're actually not sure about anything, and that puts a lot of people in an existential crisis. You know, that they question whether even their own existence.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, I guess that is what life is supposed to be all about. Like you need to you can't just you can't just live up with a fake hope. You like religion gives hope. I believe that. Like every religion gives. Like, but that what if that hope is fake?
It's nice to talk to you about philosophy, you know, and seeing that. I think this comes from education, really. You know that.
Yeah, yeah. Education is like, dude, that's the reason why extremism is, overpowering because of lack of education. Education is like really important, and here in Pakistan, we actually lack education like on a greater scale, and that is kind of sad. We need to focus more onto that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, philosophy
Mm-hmm.
in generally gives you a broader view about life. It just gives you a direction. It gives you a direction to follow. And I don't think so that without a direction, if you're happy, if you're content, that means anything. I don't think so. You need to like satisfy your inner self upon what you believe in. If you have like valid answers to what you believe, that I completely like respect you anyway. But you
Mm-hmm.
need to be satisfied yourself. Stop fucking caring about the world or giving justifications for what you believe and whatnot. So yeah.
Okay. Then I want to ask you about your the philosopher who really opened your mind. You know, like gave you a lot of profound ideas. Who was the most influential
Well,
philosopher?
Well, to start with, I'm not like really a person right at this moment to give you something new. Like I'm still exploring. I haven't explored anyone in general a lot. But yeah, if I would have to choose one, I'll go with Friedrich Nietzsche. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's this quotation Nietzsche quoted. It goes like, "There are no facts, only interpretations," and I live by that. Like that is the closest to reality for me. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's no fact. There are only interpretations, and you need to find your own. You need to go ask people, talk to them about it. Be, like open-minded, find their interpretations, dig deep down into it, and then with satisfy yourself.
Yeah, I totally agree. Um, and I wanted to ask you about what other ideas from Nietzsche did you really like or like connected with you?
Well, his book, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, is like I haven't actually read the real version yet, but I'm really into it, and I really like the idea, the concept of killing God, because we as humans are just so into violence and so into uh, we're just distorted, we're just scattered, and that is bound to kill God if there is one. Like he created us, and look at us, what we did. That would have killed him like straight away. So yeah, that Nietzsche had like a really broad outlook, and I completely, you know, I'm into it.
Yeah, and okay, now that you're in a very very philosophical position, in terms of questioning everything and understanding that everything is just an interpretation, then I wanted to ask you, what do you think about life in general?
Well, life in general, for me, life is just a cluster of moments. You know, it's like a game. It's like Super Mario. Like Super Mario collected coins. I collect moments. It's just that I go forward and I live in the moments. I live what's happening in that moment. I become that moment, and I just collect it, be it sad, be it happy, be it associated with any emotion. That doesn't matter. I just collect moments. And in the end, when you look back, you'll have moments. You'll have, you know what? The sad part about life is not generally about life, about us actually. The sad part is that we just zoom into the details about everything. We zoom into the details, and that just stops us from actually enjoying the broader picture, the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
We need sometimes
Okay.
we need to zoom out and see life as a whole. We need to understand that we're compromising this lot just for like this moment, a tiny moment, and that really helps you let go. That really helps you, hold yourself. That really brings you back to the position. So yeah, for me, life is a cluster of moments, and uh, life just demands you to be alive. Life just, it does not expect you to achieve anything. It does not expect you to do anything. It just expects you to survive, to be alive.
So it seems to me that the meaning for life for you is just that you're alive right now and you're experiencing whatever you're experiencing. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, like I am in a moment. I am just like, living it, and then I know I'll move on to the next one, and I'll have to live that, and I just have to live on with the moments, and that makes me go forward. That does not like allow me to look back. That makes me go forward, and that makes me, you know, actually have a direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. And
Well, there's this person, Alan Watts. Like I really listen to his lectures and stuff. And there's this quotation. He said that we didn't come into the universe. We came out of it. So that's what we all need to know. We are a part of it. We're living it. Whatever is happening is us. Whatever matters is us, because that's because I'll just see the external world with my sensation, with my sensation and my ideas. So that puts me into the front, into the main front seat. So I'm in control of the things I think, I perceive. So yeah. I need
Mm-hmm.
to explore the universe. But before that, I need to like look into myself. That's in question myself. The mm, rule, yeah, I would call it a rule. Questioning is like the basic. You need to question everything around you. Sorry.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask, because it seems that you're living moment to moment, right? And you learn from the moments that you have collected. But I wanted to know, like, what kind of moments are you trying to collect? Are you collecting only happy, the best moments that you can, which are happy, exciting
Yeah, I get
moments?
right. Yeah, well, I'm trying to experience diversity here. Like I need to experience every kind of emotion, every kind of moment, or like anything that just like life just throws things at me, and I need to catch them no matter whatever they are, whatever it takes. So for me, when I look back, like my whole the life I've been living since now, I get highlights. I get there are like flashbacks. There are like some really prominent moments. Some of them are horrific. Some of them are like really good, makes me happy. But in the end, they're all just moments. They we associate emotions with them. It's totally up to
Mm-hmm.
us. It's how we perceive them. There is no like entirely scientific or entirely happy moment. It's how we look at it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just like collecting moments. It's not like I have a journal or something. I write down the moments every night or every day. I just keep them in my mind and I don't force them onto me. It's a moment. It's over. It's there, but it's over, and I need to, like live the next one and not worry about the one coming up.
And I wanted to ask then, because your life is going to be a very long one, because yeah,
Well,
and
nobody can be
what
sure
kind
of
of
that.
life are you trying to live?
Nobody
Yeah,
can be
okay,
sure
but
about that.
let's say that you're gonna live for, let's say you're gonna live for like up to 80. So what are you planning to do with those 80 years?
Well, for now, I would just want to make a difference. I would just want to like explore for myself. And even though I know, no matter how much I explore, no matter how much I study, I learn, there's always going to be room for more. So I don't know how many years I still have, or whatever I have, I am just going to, invest myself and learn new things, whatever it takes. Just fucking go and, like travel the world, travel as far as I could. So I'm looking forward to that. I need to know more things. I need to explore. Even though knowing more just makes you doubt more. But that's okay. I've made my peace with that fact that I can never be sure about anything except the fact that I cannot be sure about anything. So yeah.
Okay, so but and I want to ask you about what are the challenges you're facing
Uh,
currently, and how you're gonna
you
solve
mean
them.
like personally, or as in like living in Pakistan, a Muslim country?
Anything,
Well,
any challenge that you're facing.
for now, I am just like, I am bound to follow what the people around me, like dictates, because that's what that's because I live in their house and because I live around them. So I'm just trying to be, be independent, be on my own, and so that I could just stop giving fucks about everything and just go and live with what I have, with what I want. So yeah, the basic challenge I'm like currently facing is lack of being independent, the dependency. So I need to be independent. I'm working on it. I hope I'll be able to there. I'll be good. I'll go there at some point.
Yeah. but the best thing about that is that you don't really have to look forward to it, and you just have to live in
Yeah,
the moment,
yeah,
as you say.
yeah. That
And
is why I am satisfied with the fact that I'm not quite independent at the moment. I know I will be if that's supposed to happen. If it's not, it's okay. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't worry about that. So that I'm just living in the moment, and I know that for now I'm not independent, and I need to listen to others, and that is like my biggest concern. But it doesn't bother me. It affects me, but it doesn't bother me. I know it will pass.
yeah, I totally understand. And I think that you're planning to get a master's, right?
Yeah,
Or a degree in
yeah,
another
yeah.
country.
I still have like 3 more years for my bachelor's. So yeah, after that really planning to like go out and go out and like out of this country at least, somewhere else where I could meet new people with new mindsets and new mentalities, and like, with more acceptance.
Mm-hmm. But I guess that leaving the society that you're in could be a solution. But in terms of how your society is today, what changes would you want to make?
Well, firstly, I see that in the coming years, and maybe it would take like decades and maybe more, but I see hope, I see change already, because I myself am thinking more than I'm conditioned to think. So I'm thinking more than what I'm allowed to think. So there are obviously I am surrounded by such people. I have friends from like uh, from Pakistan, the same background, and they think like me. So that's hope. That's all. I don't really have to try and change the society, because I know I cannot do that. I'm not gonna waste my life on that. I'm not gonna waste doing trying to change the world or change the society I live in. I'm just gonna go and like collect my moments and be be there, seeing as much as possible without just I'm trying to to gain the world and not to change it, because I know I cannot do that. No one can. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not like I get another life. That's what I know, at least for now. So yeah, not gonna wait.
Okay, I totally agree. I totally agree. But in terms of on your opinion of how what changes your society should have, what would they be?
Well, people need to be more accepting. They need to understand that what they believe might not be true. They need to like have a broader perspective about. They need to come out of the bubble. They need to see the world differently. They need to like have different visions and different perspectives to that. And I guess that's like the core. If that happens, everything here would like be better, get better. The economy, the education system, everything would work out only if people stop making it all about themselves.
Yeah, I think a more tolerant and more accepting society would be a
Mm.
much better society. And but as you said that you don't want to waste your short
Yeah.
life on that. Okay. In terms of traveling, where would you want to go
Well,
then?
anywhere other than this country, to be very honest. But like, I don't want to stop at some specific point. I just want to go and explore the whole world as much as I can. I want to go to New York. I want to go to like Germany, London, Paris, anything I could think of, any place I could think of. I want to experience. I want to collect moments from different societies.
So you mean that any other country that's not a third world country?
Well, every country has its, the drawbacks. It's not like only, I won't like only blame Pakistan. I can talk about Pakistan more because I live here. I can see, I have seen more here than any other country or like any other background. So I'm like pinpointing Pakistan, but it's not like that it's only Pakistan or it's only the Muslims or it's only Islam that's wrong. Everything is fucked up and everything needs to be sorted out. And it would, according to me, well, what I think is that everything is subjective. And even if anyone thinks that something is objective, that is entirely a subjective, approach to. So for me, that's everything I say is up to me, is what is how I perceive the world around me. Anyone could disagree, anyone could agree. I'm fine with either ways.
What message do you want other Pakistani girls or women out there struggling with their society? What would you tell them?
Well, as being myself, like as being one of them, I totally understand that it's not really, really a place to be vocal. It's not really a place to put out your life in danger. And maybe that's the reason I'm doing this anonymously. That's killing me right now, but I have to go with it. So for the women like me, I would really uh, advise them to stick to what they think and think more. You know, like just don't just don't force everything others say. They are living their life. They are in their circle of suffering. You need to, uh, you need to figure out your own circle. That's your duty. That's what you're supposed to do with your life. So do whatever fucking it takes. Just be satisfied with what you believe and with what and with how you see the world. Just be just be, uh, be more accepting. Just be more accepting towards yourself. Accept what you think. Don't deny it.
And I've come to notice that in terms of what you've told me, that your current philosophy is actually a simpler sort of hedonism. I guess there's a lot of backlash on hedonism, but it's simply that the purpose of life is to find happiness and pleasure. So is that what
Uh,
you, in a way, what you follow?
uh, just I won't say that that's the thing. The purpose of life is not to find out. The purpose of life is just to go on while you find out. It's not like you just you have like you don't have a just destination. You have a direction. You do not have a destination, and you need to know that. You just have to go on, and there would be happiness, there would be sadness, there would be excitement, there would be every fucking emotion out there. You need to get enough of it. You need to, experience it and be okay with that. There is no destination. That's what I figured out till now. But maybe I'll find something better with what would, satisfy me more than this. So be, I'm ready to that change as well. But for now, I believe that.
I'd like you to give me a narrative, or like a description of what kind of life you would like to live in the future when you leave Pakistan. Is it a kind of life where you study philosophy, where you live according to
Yeah,
your
well,
own
I want to
principles?
pursue philosophy and psychology, and in the future, and I would I'm really looking forward to know more about what's happening around me, and that's only the philosophy is like the only way to know that for now. So for me, I would really want that for myself, to study philosophy, to invest my life in philosophy, and whatever it takes. And yeah, and travel the world. I love traveling, even though I haven't.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I I I totally agree. I totally agree. And in terms of, for example, let's talk about something very much deeper, like for example, morality. What do you think morality is?
well, that opens up a whole new debate for now. But morality is, again, I'll call it subjective, because we have our own morals attached to us. That's where religion plays a bad role. Like that's where it comes and tells you its own morals, and that too, like again, are according to what people made it into. It might be, like misconcepted and stuff. So for me, morality is completely subjective. It's up to you. Yeah, there are like a few standards, like you cannot just go and kill someone just because you don't like that person. That's completely against it, but that's what majority believes. So yeah, I would like call it subjective if I would, have to go by one word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I think that what you mean by that is that should have a society that is very tolerant, but intolerant of people who interfere with
Yeah,
others'
yeah.
freedoms,
Like
right?
for me, if I picture a society where everyone is in control of their own freedom, and like we would just stop interfering, we would just like be free. Everyone would get to be free that way. And I think like freedom is what we all strive for. So the only way to achieve that is to be free and let others be free. You just don't, if even if you disagree with someone, just don't. You can tell them, but you cannot deny them. Stop being in denial. That's all what I would call that.
So I wanted to talk about more about who you are, because you told me before that other than the external universe, there's a universe deep inside you that you should actually explore more.
Well,
And
how I look at the external world tells a lot about what I have inside me because I reflect that. So for me, I haven't. It's not like that easy. At this point, I know I have to figure myself out. I am doing that, but I still haven't done that. No one can. I don't think so. A person can, like for now, I don't think so that a person can actually know who he or she is. But whatever you are, just be satisfied with it. We strive to achieve satisfaction. That's all, it's all about. So for me, I am just
mhm.
someone with more acceptance and I am still learning. That's all I would put it in, like.
When it comes to your creative side, I think that you're someone who values freedom very much. And but I want to ask then, what are you going to do with this freedom specifically?
Well, I'll try to, that took me by surprise. I haven't thought about that yet. Um, I would actually try to, let people be free. That's what I am going to do with my freedom. Like you have a thing, you give it to
Hmm.
others. That's I cannot give anything to, like, anyone, because that would just, be very, I don't know how to put it in words actually. But like the point here is freedom is the only thing I can offer to others. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I won't ask people
So
to
it's
be like
really
me. That's what I'm going to do.
yeah, it's ironic, like because you value freedom, but for now you don't know
Yeah,
what to do with it.
that's a
I
part of,
guess.
like figuring it all out and not knowing anything. That's a part of this. I know that
Hmm.
I want to be free. I value freedom. I value personal choice a lot, but I actually don't know what I'm actually going to do with it, because you cannot be sure you cannot be sure unless you really have that thing. So maybe at some point when I'm free, we'll talk again and I'll have a better answer to that.
But anyways, um, it's been a great conversation
I'm,
with you,
I,
Aisha,
I've had fun.
and I want and I want to ask you this one last question, because we're almost an hour of talking, and I want you to say everything you want to say about this question. Just go all out. And this is the question: if you were someone who knows that freedom is something that you should have and you should attain, uh, and one of them is a philosophical and
Yeah.
freedom and personal choice. As an individual, what should you do with it to make a good difference in the world?
Well,
To make a good change.
that's what I talked all about. Like, I don't want to make a difference because I know I cannot do that. I'm not gonna waste my time doing something I cannot. I'm gonna invest it on myself. I'm gonna use it for myself. I'm gonna, but yeah, up to some extent we strive to make a change, and that's completely psychological because we need, the sense of validation and a sense of acceptance, and that happens only when we leave a mark or we like make a difference. So if I would like have to use freedom to make a difference, I would use it to free others. I would like make more people. I would want to make more people aware of the fact that they need to think. They need to think other than they already have, other than they're allowed to. They need to think. There is a lot to think. I like just through this conversation, I got a lot of stuff to think about, a lot of new stuff, and I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna, like go into that. Yeah. So that like you we like, yeah, okay.
It's been a great conversation with you, and I wish that we had more time. And I would love to do more episodes with you, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's completely okay. I've had fun. It has been like a wholesome moment.
And I think that's this one moment to add to your collection. Then, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so so that's the end of it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is your host, Elmo Ador Jr. And thank you for listening in. And please subscribe. Please follow us on Facebook. Please follow this. Please. Thanks.
From earaches to strep tests, there's Minute Clinic at CVS. See a provider, fill a prescription, and grab essentials. Or see us online with telehealth options. That's healthier made easier. Visit Minute Clinic at CVS today. Services vary by location. See minuteclinic.com for details.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.